It's always a privilege to get to visit Dalham Hall Stud, headquarters of Godolphin here in the UK. And the reason I'm here today is to see some of their stallions. They've got such a formidable roster at the moment, but I'm imagining the one that you most want to see is Dubawi. So I'm looking forward to getting up close and personal with him. And I'm also hoping that they're going to introduce me to a few of the fantastic broodmares who live here in Newmarket. At the time of our visit in May, the breeding season was in full swing at Dalham, which was purchased by His Highness Sheikh Mohammed back in 1981. It's currently home to 13 active stallions, and we caught a glimpse of Derby winner Massar, who was being shown to some budding bloodstock experts from the Racing to Schools programme. The one we all wanted to see was, of course, the Great Dubawi. Standing for £250,000, the now 20-year-old recently celebrated his third 2,000 guineas winner with Caribus. The Godolphin homebred also became his sire's 49th individual Group 1 winner, others including dual Dubai Turf winner Lord North. Not surprisingly, Dubawi is the star at Dalham and means a lot to the team there.
Dubawi making his own dynasty. He is, of course, a son of the great Dubai Millennium, one of only very few foals he had. And ever since he's been here at Stud, he has just broken records continuously. And Caribus on Saturday was his 49th Group 1 winner. So an incredible number. And he's great in Dubai, but make no mistake, there's never been a stallion come close to him stand in Britain. So it's a pretty amazing record for him. He's a busy horse. This time of year, he's got a lot of mares to cover. He has his exercise every day. He gets turned out. Later on in the year, he'll be turned out all the time. He's easy. He likes to sleep, he likes to eat, and he does his work. And actually, he likes to eat a bit too much, so we have to watch that sometimes. I think the one thing that the progeny inherit all the time is this incredible will to win, and the temperament is amazing. They've become wonderful sales horses as well. The progeny reach huge figures at the sales. I mean, last year they averaged over £600,000 to buy a yearling by Dubawi, and they're great racehorses and trainers the whole way around the world. They run on the dirt, they run on the turf, they run on the soft, they run on the firm, and they're just very adaptable. They win from 5 furlongs to 2 miles, and they deserve the fame they've come to have anyway.
Are you surprised that America hasn't latched on more to Dubawi, in that he does so well with dirt runners in Dubai that there are, I think there's one son of Dubawi that's stud in the States? Are you a bit surprised he hasn't had more take-up over there?
Not really. I think it's early days for his sons to really get going, and we've been very anxious to keep his sons here if we can, because you'll see how many sons he has standing for Godolphin, and we have sons standing in France and in Japan and Australia and Ireland and England. So they are truly international, and I hope in due course there will be some get to America, but the Godolphin ones tend to have stayed closer to home so far.
Not every breeder can afford Dubawi, so Darley offers a cheaper alternative. His hugely exciting 2,000 guineas winning son, Knight of Thunder, who stands for £75,000 at Kildangan Stud in Ireland.
He's pretty much the next best after his own father. I mean, you know, there's a horse called Frankel down the road who's pretty good. We have to acknowledge him. But after that, I think Knight of Thunder's doing as well as any other horse in Europe. Yeah.
Another son of Dubawi standing at Dalham Hall is Postponed, winner of the Group 1 Dubai Shima Classic back in 2016, before going on to further top-level success in the Coronation Cup and Jubbont International.
He's an exuberant horse. I think that's probably a characteristic of the sire line. You know, they're all kind of the horses that want to please these Dubawis, and he's certainly one of them. So he's the image of his dad. He's probably a little bit taller, a little bit higher at the wither, but he's very much the same build, and just like him. Yeah. He had just actually a good time to talk about him. He just had the second in the Elgwin just the other week there at Almohandazar, I get her name right. But yeah, he's tipping away there. But I mean, I think the thing to talk about really is the son. He's another son of Dubawi. The fact that he's creating such a legacy for himself. Dubawi is a sire of sires. Got Postponed. We got obviously Gayaf, Knight of Thunder, Too Darn Hot, all on roster here. So hopefully he can follow in his father's footsteps.
And one thing most of the trainers of Dubawis tell me is that they really improve with time. So with Postponed being a very young stallion, we probably haven't seen the best of him yet.
Sure, yeah. I mean, I'm not at liberty to name horses, but I do know that there are 2 or 3, maybe more out there that with some pretty prominent trainers that are well thought of. So you could see some nice horses coming out in the next few months anyway. And again, this is his first 3-year-old crop. There'll be more to come down the line, so the future's bright.
While Postponed was top class over 1.5 miles, newcomer Palace Pier brings a little more speed to the roster, having been rated the world's best racehorse after his victories in the Lockinge and the Queen Anne, just 2 of his 5 Group 1 successes.
He was first horse since Frankel to do the St James's Palace Queen Anne double. He won the Queen Anne very, very comfortably in his 4-year-old career. I was lucky to be there for a few of his wins, and he is one of my favourites on the yard now. He's just a beautiful horse, so much presence about him. He's very professional down the barn, covers mares well, knows his job, very professional when we're shown to clients as well. Obviously, he was prepped as a yearling, so he's harking back to there. He's just a fantastic horse to have in the yard. We're very, very lucky to have him. Pedigree-wise, he's great, obviously, by Kingman, out of an AF mare. His dam is a half-sister to Joviality and Bonfire, both group winners themselves. And physically, he's a beautiful-looking horse, a little bit more substance maybe than his father, and he just moves fantastically as well, and hopefully he's going to put that into his foals. So we've got 153 mares booked to him this season. The mares in foal already include Intricately, Cracksman's Dam, Radagunda. We've also got Sam Vixen in foal this season. She's obviously the dam of Dream Castle, and the listed Pretty Polly winner with the Moonlight, who's hopefully going to be a nice filly for Epsom. He's been well supported by all breeders, including Godolphin, so the future's bright for him.
Before we left the stallion barn, a real treat. Remember Fantastic Light? One of Godolphin's superstars, with wins in the Dubai Shima Classic, Irish Champion Stakes and Breeders' Cup Turf. The now 26-year-old enjoys a life of luxury alongside the working stallions. No champion racehorse is produced by stallions alone, however, and Darley's band of broodmares is a considerable one. We were lucky enough to meet 3 of them, including the ultimate blue hen, Eastern Joy. Now 16, her foals include dual Dubai World Cup hero Thunder Snow, as well as UAE Classic winners Winter Lightning and Itimal, plus Group 3 Mahab al-Shamal winner Eastern World. She has a See the Stars foal at foot and is in foal to Pinatubo.
Brilliant broodmare, probably the best that we've got, and then the story keeps getting better at the weekend. Obviously her daughter was the dam of the 2000 Guineas winner, so fantastic, sweet mare, no problem at all. She's a pleasure to have around, really good.
And when you look at her foal, what do we think? The next star? How soon can you see in them if they maybe have what it takes?
You're way down the line. All we'll judge them on is physically at the minute, and I mean he's a well put together colt, athletic looking, correct. So that's all we can ask for at the minute, and then we just want him to grow and mature and physically do well.
And obviously she's out here having a great time at the moment in the paddock, and they'd spend most of their time out in the paddocks.
Yeah, so this particular bunch here, these are all January and February foals, so these will be out about 22 hours a day. They'll come in the morning for a couple of hours. We'll start introducing the foals to some feed, and obviously just to keep them handled, they'll have their feet picked out and things done with them just to make it easy on everybody and they get used to being around people. That's Antiquities, so dam of Victor Ladorum, and she's got a Dubawi filly at foot. That's Fintry, dam of One Ruler, and she's got a Massar filly at foot.
What's the best part of your job? Getting to hang out in the field with foals? Or?
Yeah, it's lovely. Obviously foaling season, you never get tired of seeing newborns. The whole process of when they first hit the ground to maturing and going on to be hopefully good racehorses.
And do you follow them right the way through?
Yeah, you do. You take an interest in, especially the ones that we have here, and the lads that run the individual farms. There's always a keen interest taken in the ones that you've foaled yourself as to what they go on and do, where they end up. And all the farms have got boards on their entrances where we keep a tab of the group winners that are raised in the farms. So that's always a bit of added spice, competition between the lads to foal the most group winners.
And how many foals by the time you're done this season will have been produced here?
So on the Newmarket studs, it will be around about 120 foals.
With exciting prospects in the stallion shed and out in the paddocks, the next generation of Godolphin champions is right here in Newmarket.